So welcome to this video series on aptitude presented by Mentors for IAS in association with Bangalore IAS Academy and Namak APSC. So in this particular video, we will start with simple interest. We will start with simple interest. So this is the first video where we will solve few problems on simple interest. Now, I'm sure everybody understands and everybody also knows what is simple interest. In short, simple interest is nothing but a quick and easy method of calculating the interest charged on a loan. So, this simple interest is determined by multiplying the interest rate by the principal and also by the total time, that is nothing but the duration of the loan. Now, this particular topic is very simple. I'm pretty sure this particular topic was covered in school, and sometimes you may get questions on simple interest even in your competitive examinations. However, this particular topic, as I've mentioned earlier, it is simple, it is not very difficult, and usually most of the questions from this particular topic are very straightforward. But when it comes to compound interest, because obviously after solving problems on simple interest, we'll have to move on to compound interest. Compound interest may get a little tricky, it may be a bit difficult. However, if you understand simple interest properly, it will make this transition from simple interest to compound interest, or when you actually move on, it will make it simpler for you to solve problems on simple interest. So obviously we have completed profit and loss, so it actually makes sense that we move on to simple interest now. For those of you who have actually kind of forgotten what is this simple interest, let me try to explain simple interest with an example. Okay, so say suppose there's a person by the name Ramu. Okay, so Ramu invests, we have Ramu. So Ramu invests rupees 1000. Okay, Ramu invests rupees 1000 in a bank. Now the bank says that the bank will provide 10% interest. The bank will provide 10% interest on this amount of money, that is rupees 1000, that Ramu has invested in the bank. So what does this mean when I say that the bank is going to pay an interest rate of 10% on the amount of money 1000 that Ramu has invested in the bank? It only means that the bank will pay an amount increased by 10% after 1 year. Generally when we talk about rate of interest, it is always per annum, unless it is mentioned that it is per month, per week, or daily rate of interest. Unless it is specifically mentioned, we will always assume the rate of interest to be per annum. So if this is the case, then what will be the interest? So if Ramu has invested 1000 rupees, then what is the interest that he will get after 1 year? Okay, so if he has invested 1000 rupees, the interest that he will get after 1 year, the interest he will get after 1 year will be what? This is nothing but 1000 into 10%. How do we do this? Nothing but 1000 into 10 by 100. 0 gets cancelled. It is how much? It is nothing but 100 rupees. So if Ramu invests 1000 rupees in the bank, and the bank is going to pay an interest rate of 10 is going to provide this interest rate of 10%, then after 1 year Ramu is going to get how much? Ramu is going to get 100 rupees. So the increased amount after 1 year will be what? It is nothing but 1000 plus 100, which is equal to 1100 rupees. So this is what Ramu is going to get back. However, what if Ramu invests for 2 years? If Ramu invests for 2 years, then first year, that is the interest after 1 year will be what? Nothing but 100 rupees. Then the interest in the second year, the interest in the second year will be what? This will also be nothing but 1000 into 10%. So this is 1000 into 10 divided by 100. Once again, it is nothing but 100 rupees, or the amount of money that he is going to get is what? 1000 plus 100 which is equal to 1000, 100 which is equal to 1000, 100. So what is the total interest? What is the total interest that he would get after 2 years? This will be nothing but what? 2 into 1000 into 10%, or I could say it is this interest rate plus this interest rate which amounts to rupees 200. So going by this ideology over here, or going by this process over here, the general formula in order to determine the interest rate, that we call it as simple interest, is nothing but P into R into T divided by 100. So we have simple interest equal to P into R into T divided by 100, where P is nothing but your principal amount, where P is nothing but your principal amount which is borrowed or which is lent. Then you have R, where R is what? R is nothing but the interest. R is nothing but the interest, the extra amount of money that is charged or that is given out by the bank, for example, or if the bank is lending out a loan, the interest that is charged on the loan. R is the rate of interest on the principal amount. It is the rate of interest on the principal amount. Whereas T will be time period. T will be time period. Now T will be time period in years. T will be time period in years, and rate of interest will be per annum, yearly rate of interest. Now this is always, as I had mentioned, it is yearly until and unless it is mentioned to be monthly or weekly. Similarly, time is also always in years unless it is mentioned otherwise. So coming to this particular topic, that is simple interest, you have to understand that when the interest charged on the principal, that is the principal amount or the principal sum, for a time period T is considered or determined uniformly, then only it is known as simple interest. Because when it is compounded, then it becomes compound interest. Here we are not going for compounding. You'll understand the difference between simple interest and compound interest after we're done with simple interest and when we move over to compound interest. So here you only have to remember this formula. You'll have to remember that simple interest is nothing but P into R into T divided by 100, or sometimes you might write it as P into I into T divided by 100, where once again I is nothing but the interest rate. So I'm sure everybody knows this. Now let us start with the first problem. Okay, so what does the first problem say? The first problem says, at the rate of 8.5% per annum simple interest, a sum of rupees 4,800 will earn how much interest in 2 years, 3 months? So we know simple interest is what? It is nothing but P into R into T divided by 100. So based on the question, we have to determine the simple interest. We have to determine the interest that is earned over a period of 2 years, 3 months. So in order to determine simple interest, we need the principal amount, we need the rate of interest, and we need the duration or the time period as well. So going by the question, what is the principal sum or what is the principal amount? The principal amount is what? It is nothing but rupees 4,800. The principal amount is rupees 4,800. What is the rate of interest? What is the rate of interest? The rate of interest is 8.5%. The rate of interest is 8.5%. What is the time period? The time period is 2 years and 3 months. Now, since it is given in terms of years and months, we'll have to consider the entire time period only in terms of years. So we know 1 year is nothing but 12 months. Then how many years is 3 months? So this was 3 by 12. So what is the total time period? Total time period will be 2 years plus 3 by 12 years. This is nothing but 2 plus 1 by 4. So it is 4 to the 8, 8 plus 1, 9. It is nothing but 9 by 4 years. So now we only have to substitute for principal, sum, rate of interest and time period t in this formula over here, so that we are able to get the simple interest. So what is simple interest over here? P is 4,800 into rate of interest, which is 8.5, into time period, which is 9 by 4. The whole thing divided by 100. So I'll write it here itself, divided by 100, where this 100 is nothing but multiplied by 4 from the time period over here. So now we only have to simplify it. So 100 and 100, 0 and 0 gets cancelled. Here it is 1, 2, 12 4s are 48. 9 12s are is 108 into 8.5. So we now have to multiply 108 by 85. 5 8s are 44, 5 1s are 5, 8 8s are 64, 8 0 0 0, 8 1s are 8. So we have 0, 4 plus 4, 8, 6 plus 5, 11, 8 1, 9. So it is nothing but 9,180, but because of this one decimal point over here. Okay. So what is the simple interest? When 108 is multiplied by 8.5, it is nothing but 918 rupees. That is the interest that he, or the person who is actually investing rupees 4,800, gets over a period of 2 years, 3 months. Okay. So the answer is what? The answer is rupees 9,800. The correct option is option C. We'll move on to the next question now. Question number 2. What does question number 2 say? Now, question number 2 says, a person borrows rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6.25% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in transaction per year. So what the question is saying is that, say for example, there are 3 persons, A, B and C. Okay. So B borrows from A. B borrows rupees 5,000 from A at 4% interest rate. Then B lends the same 5,000 rupees to C at a higher interest rate for 6.25%. So it is like, like B is the bank. So we depositors, we customers, we keep our money with the bank. The bank will use that money to lend loans to some third party and will charge them extra interest in order to make profit. However, it is not simple interest, it is compound interest when it comes to banks. But I'm just giving you that example so that you're able to understand what the question is trying to say. So now we have to determine what? We have to determine the gain of B over a period of 1 year. So how can we determine that? We'll have to determine the simple interest that he gains from C and then the simple interest that he has to pay to A. The difference between that is nothing but his gain. Correct? So we'll consider the first case. We'll consider the first case where B borrows from A. Where B borrows from A. Therefore, what is the simple interest that he has to pay to A after a period of 1 year? So in this case, what is the principal amount? Principal amount is nothing but rupees 5,000. What is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is nothing but 4%. What is the time period? What is the time period? Time period is nothing but 2 years. Then can we determine the simple rate, the simple interest? Of course we can. This is nothing but P into R into T divided by 100. Therefore, simple interest is what? It is nothing but 5,000 into rate of interest, which is 4, into time period, which is 2, whole thing divided by 100. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. 15 to 2 is 100. 100 into 4 is nothing but 400 rupees. Therefore, B has to pay A how much? 400 rupees. Now consider the second case where B lends to C. B lends to C. How much? For the same 5,000 rupees. That is the principal amount. Rate of interest is now how much? it is 6.25%. It is around 2.25% extra. Time period is same 2 years. Is same 2 years. Therefore, what is the simple interest? Simple interest is nothing but 5,000 into 6.25 into 2 whole thing divided by 100. 100, 0, 0 cancelled. Again 15 to 2 is 100. 100 into 6.25 is how much? It is nothing but 625 rupees. 625 rupees. So meaning what? B has to pay A how much? 400 rupees. From C he gets how much? 625 rupees. Then what is the gain? His gain is how much? Nothing but 625 rupees minus 400 rupees, which is equal to 225 rupees. 225 rupees. Do we have 225 rupees? Of course we have 225 rupees in the option. However, this is not the correct answer, because the question is asking for what? The question is asking for his gain in the transaction per year. Now 225 rupees is B's gain or profit over what? Over a period of 2 years. Over a period of 2 years. So if in 2 years he gains 225 rupees, then in 1 year how much will he gain? Nothing but 225 divided by 2. So how much is this? 25 is 12.5. So it is 112.5 rupees. 112.5 rupees. Therefore, it is not D. Please read the question always. Please be careful. Even after solving the entire question, don't make careless mistakes. Therefore, the correct answer is 112 rupees and 50 paise. The correct option is option A. Next question now. Question number 3. Question number 3. Now, what does question number 3 say? Question number 3 says, how much time will it take for an amount of rupees 450 to yield rupees 81 as interest at 4.5% per annum of simple interest? So here what do we have to do? We have to determine the time period. So the simple interest, the interest that is gained over a period of time, the time that we have to determine is already given, that is rupees 81. The principal amount on which the rate of interest is charged is also given, that is 450, and the rate of interest per annum, that is 4.5%, is also given. So we have to determine the time period of the loan or whatever investment it is. So here principal amount is what? It is rupees 450. Rate of interest is 4.5% per annum. Time period we have to determine, whereas simple interest is already given in the question. It is rupees 81. So we know simple interest SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. Therefore SI, which is equal to 81 rupees, is equal to principal amount, which is what? Rupees 450, into rate of interest is what? Nothing but 4.5 into T that we have to find out, divided by 100. See, this 100 is always with respect to the percentage. That is why we are writing 400. If you are only remembering P into R into T, then you must always convert this percentage, because percentage is always with respect to hundredths amount. Okay, that is why we are writing 100 over here always. So now what do we do? 0 and 0 gets cancelled over here. Then we have 5 2s are 10, 5 9s are 45, 9 9s are 90, 9 9s are 81, 9 9s are 81, 9 5s are is again 45, but this is 0.5. So we have not simple interest. We have, I'll take 2 to the other side, left hand side, we have T2 is equal to 0.5T. 2 is equal to 0.5T, or 2 is equal to nothing but T by 2. Therefore, T is equal to what? 2 into 2, it is 4 years. Therefore, the time period is 4 years. The correct option is option B. The answer is 4 years. Next question. Question number 4. Now, what does question number 4 say? Question number 4 is trying to say a sum of rupees 12,500 amounts to rupees 15,500 in 4 years. At what rate of simple interest? Therefore, we have to determine the rate of simple interest, the amount of simple interest, the rate of interest that is charged on the principal amount over here. Now see here, the question is saying that a sum of rupees 12,500 after 4 years at some rate of interest becomes 15,500 in 4 years. What does this mean? See, this is nothing but the principal amount, that is 12,500 rupees. Time period is what? It is 4 years. Rate of interest we have to determine. What about simple interest? See, without simple interest we are not able to determine the rate of interest, because SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. Now if you have a linear equation, or if you have one single relation, you cannot have two unknown variables. Therefore, in order to determine rate of interest, we have to determine simple interest. How do we do this? We'll have to consider rupees 12,500, which is the principal amount, and the rupees 15,500, which is gained after, which is received after 4 years. Now this rupees 15,500 is nothing but principal plus simple interest. So say for example, if you are keeping this 12,500 rupees in the bank, after 4 years they will give you back 12,500 along with the simple interest. That is why the amount of money has increased. So now if principal amount is 12,500, then when you add simple interest, that is when you get rupees 15,500. Then how do you determine simple interest? Simple interest is nothing but 15,500 minus 12,500. This is simple. How much is 15,500 minus 12,500? Nothing but 3,000 rupees. Therefore, simple interest that he gains after a period of 4 years is nothing but 3,000 rupees. So this is how much? 3,000 rupees. This is 12,500. Now we can obviously determine the rate of interest. So we'll substitute. Simple interest is 3,000 rupees is equal to principal is 12,500 rupees into rate of interest that we have to determine. Time period is 4 years divided by 100 over here. So 0 gets cancelled. Therefore, rate of interest is what? Nothing but 3,000. I take 125 and 4 to the left hand side over here, or to the other side. So we have 125 into 4. We have 125 into 4. So let me write this as 3 into 1000 divided by 125 into 4. So this is nothing but 250. 125 into 2 is nothing but 250. Therefore, R is what? Nothing but 3 into 2. It is equal to 6%. Therefore, the rate of interest for which he gains a simple interest of 3,000 rupees is nothing but 6%. The correct option is option D. Therefore, answer is 6%. Now let us move on to the next question. Question number 5. Now, what is question number 5? Now, question number 5 says, a man took a loan from a bank at the rate of 12% per annum simple interest. After 3 years, he had to pay rupees 5,400 interest only for that period. The principal amount borrowed by him was what? So in this particular question, we have to determine the principal amount. So as per the question, we have to determine principal amount. So the man took a loan from the bank at the rate of 12% per annum simple interest. Meaning what? Rate of interest is what? It is 12% per annum. After 3 years, he had to pay rupees 5,400 as interest. So time period is what? 3 years for simple interest charged, which is equal to 5,400. So if simple interest is P into R into T divided by 100, obviously we can determine the principal amount or the loan amount taken from the bank. So once again, we'll start substituting now. SI is what? Nothing but 5,400 is equal to P into R, which is 12, into T, which is 3, whole thing divided by 100 over here. Therefore, what is principal amount? It is nothing but 5400 into 100 divided by 12 into 3, divided by 12 into 3, correct? So here, okay, 3 4s are 12, 3 1s are 3, 2 4, 8 3s are 54, sorry, 8 3s are 24. So we have another 2 0 over here, 3 6 are 18, 0 0. So this is nothing but 600 into 100 divided by 4, divided by 4. This is nothing but 25, 25 6, 25 4 is 100, 25 6 is 150, 150 plus 2 other zeros. Therefore, what is the principal amount? The principal amount is nothing but rupees 15,000. Therefore, the correct option is option C. The principal amount or the loan taken is nothing but rupees 15,000. Let us move on to the next question now. Question number 6. Now, what is question number 6 trying to say? Question number 6 says, the simple interest on a sum of money will be rupees 600 after 10 years. Now, if the principal amount is tripled after 5 years, what will be the total interest at the end of 10th year? So, according to the question, the simple interest on a sum of money will be 600 after 10 years. That is, if the principal amount is unchanged, if the principal amount is untouched. But what is the question saying? After 5 years. However, after 5 years, the principal amount is tripled. Then what is the total interest after 10 years? So what will we have to do? We'll have to first determine the simple interest for 5 years. Then we'll have to consider the simple interest for another 5 years after the principal amount is increased, obviously. So going by the question over here, see, by common sense itself, we can say that for 10 years, if we gain simple interest as 600, see, this is not compound interest. So since it is simple interest, if for 10 years, if he gains rupees 600, for 5 years, obviously the interest rate that he gains is nothing but 300 rupees. But fine, we'll do it step by step. Okay. So we'll take the first case. We'll take the first case scenario where if he had kept the principal amount untouched, unchanged, he would have got simple interest how much? 600 rupees. So principal amount we don't know, rate of interest we don't know, time period is 10 years, simple interest is what? It is 600 rupees. Therefore, SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100, or SI is what? SI is nothing but 600 is equal to P into R into T. T is nothing but 10 divided by 100, 0, 0 gets cancelled. Therefore, P into R is what? It is nothing but 6,000. The product of principal amount and the rate of interest is nothing but 6,000. So, once we have determined P and R, which is equal to 6,000, we should now be able to determine the total interest over a period of 10 years, even after the principal amount is tripled. So, for the first 5 years, what is the simple interest? For the first 5 years, what is the simple interest? SI is equal to what? P into R into T. Now, what is the product of P into R? We have already determined. P into R is nothing but 6,000. Into time period is what? Now for 5 years. So it is 5 divided by 100. 0, 0 gets cancelled. 6 5s are 30. So it is rupees 300 as I had mentioned earlier itself. Now for the remaining 5 years. However, the question says that after 5 years, that is for the remaining 5 years, now the principal amount is tripled. Now, see, we had determined P into R is what? It is equal to 6,000. However, when principal amount is tripled, meaning P is now 3P, then P into R should also be multiplied by 3, then 3P into R will become what? It will become 3 into 6000, which is equal to 18,000 rupees. It is now equal to 18,000 rupees. So what will we do here? Now if we have to calculate simple interest, it is 3P into R into time period divided by 100. So this is what? This is nothing but, or else I'll keep it as 3 into 6000 itself, 3 into 6000 itself into 5 divided by 100. 0 and 0 again gets cancelled. 5 6 are 30, 33 are 90, 90 and another 0, it is 900 rupees. So for the first 5 years he gets rupees 300. For the next 3 years, so the next 5 years he gets 900 rupees. See here actually there should no be, see this is simple interest. This will not apply for compound interest. Since this is simple interest, I am saying this, it should not take you so much of time. Just by reading the first statement, for 10 years if it is 600, obviously for 5 years it will be 300. Then for the remaining 5 years, if the principal amount is tripled and the rate of interest does not change, the time period also remains the same, that is 5 years, then the simple interest should also be tripled. So for the first 5 years if it was 300, then for the next 5 years when the principal amount was tripled, the simple interest that is gained or received will also be tripled. However, in order to solve it step by step, I have done the entire process. So now the total interest rate is what? It is 300 plus 900, which is nothing but 1200 rupees. Therefore, the correct option is option C. The correct answer is rupees 1200. Question number 7. Question number 7 says the simple interest on rupees 10 for 4 months at the rate of 3 paise per rupee per month is what? Now see here, principal amount is what? Rupees 10. Time period is what? 4 months. Rate of interest is what? 3%. We have to determine simple interest. Now see here, you don't have to worry about months. The reason being that time period is in terms of months. If you look at the interest rate, it is 3 paise per rupee. Meaning what? It is 3 paise per 100 paise, because 1 rupee is how much? 1 rupee is 100 paise. So it is 3 paise per 100 paise. 3 per 100, nothing but 3%. And this 3% is charged over a period of 1 month. So rate of interest is per month. Time period is also in months. So now you don't have to change it to years. You don't have to worry, since the units are the same. So simple interest is what? P into R into T divided by 100. So we get what? 10 rupees into 4 into 3 divided by 100. 4 3s are 12. 120 divided by 100. Nothing but 1.2 rupees. Therefore, the simple interest is 1.2 rupees. The correct option is option A. So I hope you've had an introduction to simple interest. We solved few simple problems on simple interest. So by now you should be comfortable when it comes to solving similar problems. So there are 3 practice questions over here. Do try to solve them. The answers for which will be posted in the comment section. If you still have any doubts, please do write to us in the comment section. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.